in the frame of the OmniBeast project, we are supposed to prepare some podcasts with interesting canvases that will be presented in order to show to entrepreneurial students how they can personalize their curriculum and find new paths for their career. These podcasts are going to be implemented under the OmniBeast project and Erasmus Plus project under the KA2 Strategic Partnership for Higher Education. The coordinator of this project is University of Information Technology and Management, the Rzeszów in Poland, with a consortium of other partners around Europe. And the project will end on April 2023. Together with us, we have one of the persons that we would like to give the floor in order to receive an insight and input. So let me introduce our collaborator who will give us an insight on a profession. We would like to have a short talk in order to upload later this podcast. We hope that you will find this discussion interesting. So I would like to ask you, Mrs. Hadjiathanassiou, to introduce yourself. And we are really happy to have you and have this discussion with you.
Hello, I'm really happy to be here with you. I'm Athina Hadjiathanassiou. I'm Artistic Director of Kalis Productions and Theater Director as well. So I'm actually here to present the profession of Theater Director. Quite bizarre because people sometimes don't think that artistic professions are really professions. However, they truly are. They have a salary, they have hard skills and soft skills, they have career development, and I'm really glad to be here in order to present this to you.
And actually, this was one of our main focus. We wanted to give the floor to such professions because we all know that even they are in the spotlight. I don't think that they receive the spotlight that they deserve. So maybe it's now, an opportunity to hear more about the career development from your side, and of course to hear some interesting points that you have to share.
Of course. So a theater director is actually kind of behind the scenes because it's not about a film director who usually is acknowledged for his films, her films. A theater director is behind the stage, and most of the time people don't know who theater directors are for a play. They recognize a theater director through their performances. They recognize a theater director through her actors. So I'm really glad that I can bring the theater director profession in the spotlight and present it to you. First of all, a theater director is the man or the woman behind the whole performance. He or she is responsible for everything, for the actors and how they perform, for the stage design, for the light design, for the costume design. A theater director is the one that dreams and envisions the performance. So he or she is responsible for the whole result. The critical moments in a theater director's career are actually twice or three times a year, because every project is a critical moment. Every time a theater director is judged about their work, and every time is like the first time. It's not like, you are a good doctor, so at some point you were not as good, but generally you are a good doctor. A theater director in every project, there is a theater critic that might say that you don't deserve to be a theater director. And the theater director starts all over again every time after a project. So this is quite critical and frustrating actually for a theater director. However, this is rewarding as well, because all performances are not failures. There are some really nice moments in a theater director's life, and it is a very creative profession above all. It's really amazing when you have something in your head and comes to life, and you work with other people, with many other people, maybe 20 or 30 other people, and they are bringing to life your vision. This is something that is quite magical. However, a theater director generally needs, because of all the coordinating thing he or she does, a theater director needs a lot of skills. Apart from the creativity, of course, and the artistic interests, of course, a theater director has to be interested in the arts in general. In theater, he or she must be able to delve into things and do deep research into plays, into literature and everything. But apart from that, he or she is the man and the woman behind the team. So a theater director has to coordinate every person that participates in a performance on stage or behind the stage. So it's a bunch of people, apart from actors, because people see actors, but it's 10 actors, the stage designer, the costume designer, the lighting designer, the producer, the production team, the creative team, the communication team that does all the promotion of the theater director's work. So it's a lot of people that need to be organized, and the theater director has to be this person that organizes all of them. So being able to organize people, apart from creative, is really, really important. And of course, the director is the leader of the whole performance.
Right.
So leadership, organization, creativity, these are some major skills that a theater director needs to have. And it's not something that is taught. These skills are among the soft skills. So yes, it's quite critical because there are a lot of roles in the person of the theater director in his face.
And it is absolutely challenging from what we can understand. And your description gave us such a frame. I would like to proceed into going into more details of some of the major activities that you can do in your job so that we can have a more clear idea. And this will wrap up, the basics of this profession that we want to present to students who would like to see it as an opportunity.
Of course. First of all, so let's start from the beginning. Because most people, as we mentioned already, they see the result, which is the performance. The beginning is that a director has an idea. This idea is envisioning a play to be brought on stage. This idea, in order to be developed further in the director's head, first of all, it needs to be elaborated through research. So the first step for a director is to delve into the play, into the playwright, and do a deep research into everything that has to do with the play. This is a long procedure, a long process. It might take like up to 2, 3, 4 months. It depends on the play, of course. And this is the most creative. Actually, we cannot say it's the most creative. It's one of the most creative parts because it's the moment that the idea starts to shape. After this stage, there is a more technical part where the director needs to put her ideas into numbers. So he or she has to budget things and see, okay, I have this idea. I want to bring to the stage this play. It costs this money for this money for that. and we have to have an overall cost to be presented to a producer. So the third step is that I take my idea and how much it costs to a producer. And the producer needs to see something in this idea in order to fund it. So it has to be something, of course, creative and nice, but also it has to be something commercial that a producer needs to sell.
Sure.
Actually, you have a product, and this is the moment that the theater director needs to sell this product to the producer. If the producer buys the product, which is the ideas of the theater director, then the performance starts it's brought to life slowly. The director chooses her collaborators, which is all the people that we've mentioned already, designers, stage managers, etc., actors, and they start rehearsing. Rehearsals are a long process as well. Again, it depends on the play. Some plays might require 3 months, 4 months. There are directors that work on a play for even 6 months. Or it may require less. Anyways, rehearsals is what actually brings an idea on stage. The actor embodies the role and the character of the play and brings to life the ideas of the director. Then also we have costume designs, stage design, and everything else that a performance requires to be performed and to be presented to the public. So, and this is when the work of the theater director ends. I forgot to mention that actually, because it is a product, this product, apart from the producer, it needs to be sold to people, to audience.
The audience.
So the theater director also, apart from rehearsing and creating the performance, he or she needs to collaborate with the communication team and the graphic designers and everyone for the promotional content of the performance. Like, how is the poster? How is the teaser and the trailer of the performance? So these are also parts of director's activities and duties. And after the performance is presented to the audience, he or she takes the responsibility of the whole result. This is the biggest role of the theater director. Nobody will blame the stage designer alone or the actor alone. It's always the director behind the people that participate in the performance. So taking responsibility is the theater director's main activity, we could say.
Thank you. It was really important for us to be together with you in this path that you are following through this profession. I think that our listeners will have a more detailed idea of what and how you are doing and how you're doing it. Of course, it's just a short podcast that will make them, of course, want to find out more and check and research via the internet to have and receive more information. But we are really happy that we have this first fundamental points that can help someone receive a new insight about this profession. So in the frame of the Omnibus project, we would like to thank you for your participation and for your insight. We would like to ask our listeners to stay tuned because more podcasts will follow and other professions from other categories will be presented. We hope that you will find them as interesting as this one. And we would like to thank you again for being here with us today and having this short discussion.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I hope I shared with you a detailed insight about this weird, for most people, job. And I hope you have a great afternoon.
You too. Thank you. Thank you very much.